Yes, hello. Hello, welcome to ZUMA-LEMA vlogs. Thank you. So we're quite behind time today. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Yeah, let's quickly commence. No time. Thank you, everyone. Are you there? Let's begin to share. If you can hear me. Okay, welcome to ZUMA-LEMA vlog. Thank you very much. It's just a late start. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me? Let me connect this. Okay. Okay. Yes, welcome to ZUMA-LEMA vlogs. Welcome to ZUMA-LEMA vlogs. This is about you. Thank you for joining in. Let's begin to share. Let's begin to share. Let's begin to share. Come on, guys. Let's begin to share. Let's begin to share. Now your love with it with me. Now your love with it with me. I don't tire. I'm fighting no more. All my life I've been searching. All my life I've been searching. Now I found you. I'm searching no more. I don't wanna do no baby, the life. I don't want this stuff every time. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Even if you don't know me, I will make you realize. I don't go let you go, baby, now you be my wife. Thank you for joining. Give me your love, all your love. I take easy your love, all your love. Cause I can't get enough of your love. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Tell me what I've got to do. Although you the ginger me, yeah, what's up with you? Yeah. Baby, if it don't be you. Thank you very much. I swear I know what to do. Yeah. Let's continue to share. We just started. Kind of behind time today. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much. Give me your love, all your love. Thank you very much, guys, for tapping. Let's keep sharing, please. African. Come on, guys. Let's go there. Let's keep sharing. We're gonna comment in a minute now. Are we ready? Let's play some music now. Come on, guys. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Jen. Let's share this. Come on, guys. Let's play. I just want to play some songs that will correlate my evening conversation. It's a deep one. We need peace in our society. Thank you very much. Let's keep sharing, guys. Come on. Let's keep sharing. We're almost done now. We're going to comment immediately. We need love. We need love in our society. It's becoming very, very unbecoming now. All right, I'm gonna do my own sharing now so that guys we can all comment. I'm gonna do my own sharing right away. Doing that immediately. Let's share this. Let's share this. Let's share this. Thank you for joining. Let's share this. Let's share this. Let's share this, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, generation. Thank you for joining in. Thank you very much. I'm most grateful. I'm most grateful for you joining in. Yes. We've gone through quite a lot in the last few months, but this is going to be a little bit unique. Greetings, Mr. ZUMA-LEMA. Thank you very much, Mr. GT. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. We must commence now. We must commence. Come on. You know, the society has gone through quite a lot at the moment, and people need to start making reflections. People need to start making reflections to what they know, what they've seen, what they've experienced, what they've gotten. So, guys, I'm just going to do a little bit of overview of today's topic. I'm sorry, it's going to be a little bit more of an interactive session. I'm not going to be the mastermind. I'll be the host here, but I'm not going to be the mastermind for the job tonight. Sorry, guys, I'm just recovering, so I've not really been. I've been under the weather. So let's keep sharing. I'm trying to do my sharings first before we comment. It's important we do that. I'm sorry, guys. It's going to be a bit of. We started a bit late today. Thank you very much. Good evening to you all. This is ZUMA-LEMA Vlogs, where every moment is a fresh beginning. We have a couple of things to discuss today, and sorry, let me arrange my camera. Sorry, just a second. Get my lights on. It's dark here. Okay. Thank you very much for joining ZUMA-LEMA Vlogs tonight. We're going to be discussing quite some sensitive matters tonight. Thank you very much, Jean Paul, Jenny Paul Joseph. Thank you, Generation Paul Kechuku. Thank you, everyone. Kindly share this program. We have quite a very sensitive conversation and a bit volatile as well. So we need to share the program so that everyone can get bits and bits from today's conversation. Can you hear me from your ends, please? If you're watching me and you can hear me, kindly indicate, please. Thank you. Mr. Chite, Generation, can you hear me? Can you hear me from your own ends? Yes, I can. Okay, that's it. Fantastic. It's going to be a very beautiful evening, loud and clear. Okay, that's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Yes, loud and clear. Okay. We are all human beings, and we all know we have our various and individual differences, our various and individual understanding and perception to life. But there's something many of us fail to realize. There's something many of us fail to come to achieve. And basically that's the understanding of humans coexistence and its purposes. Humans coexistence and its purposes. There's every purpose, or there's a purpose for every human's coexistence. Whether you're from Africa, whether you're from Europe, whether you're from North America, whether you're from South America, either from Asia, wherever, Antarctica, wherever you come from, Australia, just name it, the whole continent. We all have a purpose. There's everyone's unique implant, like a chip. Just like your MasterCard, your debit card, the locally named ATM card. Everyone has that unique, implant in them that helps them exercise its purpose. The purpose of a chip in your phone, the purpose for a chip in your phone or in your cards is for there to be a contact. There's a contact between that chip and any device you shall be placing it to carry out transactions, to carry out refunds, whatever it is, or it's meant for. It has a purpose. Now, that is exactly how it is in humans. Humans have failed to administer and acknowledge these particular factors. And this is because they don't know their purpose. It's either you've been blinded in your mental understanding, you've been blinded in your upbringing, you've been blinded, you've been deceived, there's a lot more to it. There's more to it. But this night, I'm going to briefly have a conversation. Then I'm going to play some documentaries. Okay, a couple of documentaries, just I think 2 of it. Excuse me. I'm going to play a couple of things so that people understand the point and the view where some of us are coming from. Good, I found what I'm looking for. Okay. While we dwell on the existence, I want to use this opportunity to wish a very good colleague, friend, and social media influencer, a blogger, a voice to the voiceless. Through her channel and through her platform, she has been able to do a lot of good, a lot of humanitarian services. She has rendered quite a couple of assistance in the philanthropic nature to uphold the societal values, to amend and put in place. In the person of Dr. Maureen Badejo, happy birthday to her as she turned 51. ZUMA-LEMA vlogs extend their heartfelt felicitation, wishing her many, many more happy returns, and ask that the good Lord she believes in enable her throughout her years on earth. Thank you very much. Happy birthday to you, Madam Maureen Badejo. She's a London-based Nigerian, and she just turned 51 yesterday. So, ceteris paribus, all things being equal, there's going to be a celebration this weekend in London. So most of the people who are in the UK are very much welcome. So, not saying much from that, I want to get straight to the point, the agenda for tonight. Please, let's share this program and let's get people involved in tonight's show. Tonight's conversation is going to be very, 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 very creepy, kind of. People are not going to really buy into the system. But if we're being objective tonight, and we're being very, very intelligent, if we analyze everything we're going to analyze tonight as human beings, as purposeful human beings, not people who have just been labeled as figureheads. No, I'm not a figurehead. I've got a purpose in life, and I expect likewise from you lot. And because of the systems, how it's been infiltrated, how there've been a lot of violations, how there've been a lot of genocidal moves in the entire, in short, the world at large, not just Africa. But our consign tonight is going to be within the region of Africa, African countries, yeah. And I'm seeing, I know people wondering why the topic regulates religion. Now I'm going to make my explanations very, very, very clear, crystal clear. When I say regulate religion, something come to my understanding about the effects of religious fanaticism in the society. The effect. There are factors that have affected our society today, growing up as young children and young adults, is growing up to believe a certain way of life, growing up to believe a particular philosophy of what you believe in. Is it your ethnicity? Is it your social cultural group? Is it your religious belief? Is it tradition, norms, ethics and norms, ways of life? They said culture is a way and practices of every man, right? If you have a cultural setting where the indigenous people of a particular clan or so belong to each and every different perspective of religious belief, like we have the Judaism, we have the Hinduism, we have the Christianity, we have the Islam, we have the traditional worshippers as well, traditional religion as well. We have the Sikh, and you still have people out there who do not even believe in the existence of any deity, being, or supreme being. So we're going to be keeping them out of today's. They're not going to be very much of a major factor, because we're not really discussing the effect of non-believing Christians. We're talking about non-believing religious people, rather. We're talking about the effect of religious fanaticism. So it takes you to believe in something before you become a radical in it. So my point is this. When making some of my researches, I bumped into a couple of things, and they were disturbing, and to an extent, I wanted to ask questions. Tonight's show is not going to be anything antagonistic or facing a specific tribe, religion, or ethnicity to fiddle out or make caricature or antagonize them. No, this platform is going to be based on unbiased minds, objective factors, and above all, we're going to touch every aspect of religion, how it's been positively or negatively damaging or encouraging to the society as we are living now. This is 2022. Anytime we watch this video, remember that this is 2022. This is the month of June 2022. So, sorry guys, I'm just getting out. I've been a little bit down health-wise and recuperating. So, my voice might not be very, very clear. And my facial experience is going to be a little bit of a dull man today because I'm not very active based on my health challenges. So, we're going to go straight to the point. People have been asking, why has religion been a tool to carry out many, 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 many things that are very questionable? There are many, many hideous crimes that have been perpetuated through the tool, religion. I see religion like a good slave and a bad master. We have fanatics rather, and we have people who are truly into the system of the religion they believe in as the basics and fundamental understanding they know, while some go as deep as understanding things outside their own zone. They call it, like in physics, they call it metaphysics, doing a thing that's outside the normal. These kind of people are dressed differently. They are not even supposed to be allowed to associate in the society completely, because people who understand their societal values differently from how it should be constitutionally and in the order of every ramifications of humans we are meant to coexist. Like I said from the onset, if you're following me from the beginning, I'm talking about coexistence with humans. The way humans are meant to coexist. There are factors and there are hints that have kind of triggered a catalyst that has made this breach. Take for instance, I was going through a documentary about the Bloody Sunday in Ireland. That was, I think, on the 30th of January 1972. Over 15,000, over 15,000 people in Northern Ireland came out for a protest. And back in the days, there was so much to do with religion. There was so much to do with where you belong. At a point, religion became like a cult, like a fraternity. I would tag it like a fraternity where religious beliefs are being practiced in a manner that you would even ask questions like, what's going on here? Is this the same thing this man believes in that I believe in? Is it the same extraterrestrial or supernatural being that this man believes or this woman believes in that I believe in? Take for instance, every religious person, there's anyone who has a belief or a religion knows fully well that he believes in that deity. There's a deity for every religion. And that's where the confusion comes in. And that's why I've been asking questions. If the traditional man has numerous names of gods or idols or deity that he or she believes in, and they still class the tradition at different, whether you're from wherever part of the world, so far you're practicing traditional method of religion, is it the Christianity, you still get a broader spectrum where you have the Orthodox, you have the Presbyterian, you have the Catholics, you have the Pentecostal, you have the Anglican, you have the Apostolic, you have the Methodists. You have quite a lot of them out there. They still believe in one God, but they've been placed in different units under the different fragments under the canopy of Christianity. In Islam, you have the Ahmadiyas, you have the Sunnis, you have the rest of them. You have those who are still having their own time of belief for prayers, for those who still believe when they're supposed to break their fast. Some people have different dispensations. Even under Islam, there's a bit of fractions under Islam, fractions under traditional religion, fractions under Christianity. And this is where the biggest question comes in. How do you interwoven all these different religions and still live in harmony? That's when you need to regulate religion. There should be enact laws. There should be constitutional laws that will regulate excessive reactions or excessive or perverse acts carried out just because of the name of belief, sociocultural, ethnicity, or religious understanding. Now, let me play this particular. There's this guy I was following. I think it's Ted. So I'm going to give Ted an opportunity. I'm going to play TEDx. Most of us must have watched TEDx. So I'm going to play a 10 minutes, what he said in 10 minutes. He said, 5 major reasons religion is the number one cause of poverty in Africa. Religion has gone far than what it was meant to be. Religion has gone far from its purpose. Many people are now clouded. They've been sanctioned. Look at the society, look at the Western world. Take, for instance, before I play this, I'm going to say this very quickly so that nobody misunderstands. I've got a religious group that I belong to. I'm a Christian by religion, okay? I'm a Christian because I belong to the Christian society. I was born in a Christian home. I was born in a Christian society. I have Muslim friends. I have atheists as friends. I have Jewish friends. I have Arab friends. I have people from Pakistan as friends. I have people from Arab world as friends. So I do not segregate. Despite I have a religion, I do not segregate that because you are Jewish or because you are Hindu or because you are Sikh, I'm not going to associate with you. No, I do not have that understanding because every religion is supposed to be based on love and coexistence, not based on violence and genocides and brutalities. No, there's a lot of casualties that we can, okay, look at the percentage of crimes that has to do with crimes against humanity, that may put this as a factor. From 1960, the Nigeria, let's take that as a case study because that's where most of us on this platform are coming from. But Africa as a whole, but Nigeria as a case study, from 1960 till date, it's been either religious or ethnicity or religious or societal crisis or boundaries or one thing that has to do with domination, that has to do with force, brutality, making claims. There's this self-esteem that people fail to understand. The moment you feel this person doesn't deserve this because he or she belongs to a different understanding from you. But bro, think about it. You're human, I'm human. If I cut my flesh, it's blood. You cut your flesh, it's blood. You believe that all of us are being created by one God, but yet you have a discrepancy between yourself and myself just because we have different means of worshiping our own creator or their own creator. Take, for instance, the God of the Muslims, the God of the Christians, the God of the traditionalists, the God of the Hindus, the God of the Jewish religion. Every religion has a God they place as a supernatural being. Let's take it to be that everyone believes that one God actually created, because we come to the story from beginning stories in different religious beliefs. There's this creation story. Everyone has his own creation story, how men were being brought into existence, and it's all by one supernatural being. Now, if one supernatural being created the same people, the difference could be maybe in the mannerism of speech, which is your environmental factor, skin coloration, pigments, melanin, is all to do with your environmental factors, not to do that God created you this color, that religion, or that society. God never created religion. He never created societal values. Let's take, for instance, culture, traditions. No, what he created was human. We were the one who willingly and voluntarily created all these states of factors that has put us where we are today. I'm not saying religion shouldn't be practiced, but I'm pointing out factors that has affected religion as a society as a whole. And religion is one of the major factors. We've dealt with a few factors in the past. I know people are going to come attacking me because of what I've said. I've not said you shouldn't worship God. I've not said you shouldn't administer Christianity as or Islam or as tradition as a religion. You worship your God without, excuse me, please. People need to start to understand the factors that affect the societal values today. Now, let's take this storyline. There's this guy that's always out there. I'm going to pick out points. Not everything he says that I agree with, not totally agree with, but there's some points I want to pick out here. So if you can lend me your ears for a couple of minutes, let's have this conversation. Then people, while you listen, drop your key points. If you have questions, if you have suggestions, if you have contribution, make use of the comment section below there. Type whatever and however you want to type it, but please do not antagonize any society, any religion, any ethnicity. Please, let's be very fair and objective here. All right, I'm going to be playing TEDx from Lusaka, if I'm not mistaken. Jen, please, can you hear this, Mr. Paul?
Who say that? Religion is the opium of the poor. Religion has been historically used as a means to systematically oppress, suppress, and take control of resources by the elite from the poor. And please don't confuse it with spirituality. Now, as a reverend, I'll focus on Christianity, but Islam.
All right, I'm going to play it now, quickly. Jeb, Paul, can you hear me, please? I can hear, all right.
It's been historically used as a means to systematically oppress, suppress, and take control of resources by the elite from the poor. And please don't confuse it with spirituality. Now, as a reverend, I'll focus on Christianity, but Islam and traditional beliefs do certainly take their own share. Here I am, a reverend, okay? And why would I speak so critically of religion? Well, let me tell you a few things about myself. First, I'm a born-again Christian.
Okay.
Spirit-filled, in tongue speaking. I'm charismatic, evangelical. So that gives you an idea of where I stand. 23 years been saved. 17 of those years, a minister of the gospel. Sat under some of the most amazing human beings, but also sat under some very interesting people. I learned something very interesting in that period. I learned that a number of people within religious institutions aren't really about shepherding, grounding, discipling, and releasing, but more about manipulation, control, and selfish.
Exactly.
But I think the biggest lesson that I learned is just how religion, and I really use that word, religion shackles people to personalities and institutions.
Personalities and institutions.
Here's that truth. Religion is the number one tool for mind control from the elite for the ordinary. Now, there are five distinct ways that this happens. Now, before I do so, I have to give some credit to something. Most people, especially for me as a Christian, know Jesus Christ. That's who we follow. What is amazing is that Jesus Christ was perhaps one of the most anti-religious people I ever came across. In fact, Jesus, throughout his life on earth, preached the kingdom, not institution. He was so anti-religious that in Matthew chapter 23 in the Bible, you get an entire scathing attack against the religious leaders of the day. So scathing that it literally sealed his fate, death by crucifixion. So, let's ask ourselves this question. Exactly how has the ruling class used religion to oppress and suppress? So let's walk you through 5 key ways that I've learned. The first one is that they've used it as a means of control. Okay, so religion has been used throughout history to ensure that the elite can take control.
The elite can take control.
And they've done this in 3 very specific ways. The first is to push the concept of martyrdom. What's that? That's basically the idea that you go out there and you do all you can, including dying, if possible, for the purposes of your religious agenda. What's so interesting is that this is done for leaders. But the saddest part is that some people are so fervent about this that they go as far as blowing up people, as we know very well, through the antics of Boko Haram and Al-Shabaab. The second method is the suffering model. Okay, pie in the sky, life will be good for you when you get in the kingdom of the hereafter. So suffer, suffer, suffer. The more you suffer, the holier you are. The irony, as always, is that it's the disciples that suffer. The third one is that money is evil. And there's 2 really badly misquoted scriptures.
Okay, let me cut it here now. TEDx here is basically talking about a couple of factors, yeah? A couple of things. From the onset, it looks more like religion was based on love and the kingdom. Even all the figures that have been respected in different religions, like in Christianity, the Christians believe in Jesus Christ. In Islam, they believe in Nabi Muhammad. In a traditional point of religion, they believe in different dates, like the Igbos believe in Chi, Amadioha, the Yorubas believe in Olodumare, and so on and so forth. The Ijaw people have their own pattern of belief. The Ishekiris, even some of the non-Muslim Hausas, we have some of them, because there's some societal areas you visit, there's some areas in society you visit in the northern part of Nigeria, they still believe in Safi. There's a northern part of Nigeria that still believe that non-Muslim, they are non-Christians, they are traditional worshippers. Then people that go to see Boka, we call them Boka, just as we call Dibia in Igbo, and they call Boka in Hausa. So this is the factor he was trying to make mention, that many people do not understand where they stand. The richer and the advanced elites who understand where they stand in religious beliefs. For instance, let's take people who are multi-millionaires, people who have got influence in the society, people who have got stands, they speak and people listen, they've got the authority in societies. I'm not going to be mentioning names here today, because this is not going to be like pointing at anyone. Both in every religion, we have people who attain the height of bishops, the height of imams, the height of caliphs, the height of Ezemo and the rest of them. We must understand one thing, that the practices supposed to be based on the kingdom and of love. If whatever you believe in, whether you're a traditionalist, whether you're an Islamist, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Hindu, if love and coexistence is not part of your understanding that you've learned, then you are in a big mess at that point in time. Because any religious belief that condones and permits and understands that the alienation of people, genocides, killings, wherever it comes from, is total. I'm going to make examples now. First, let's start with the traditional worship. We've read stories, we've read documentaries where kings, royal highnesses, majesties die. When they pass on to glory, there's this belief that some slaves or some virgins will be buried alongside this monarch. This is Africa I'm talking about. I'm talking about UK. I'm talking about Africa. Now, these innocent people are being used for sacrificial purposes, not even animals. I'm talking of human beings, to bury kings, to bury queens, to bury notable and prominent monarchs in some parts of African society, not just Nigeria. I'm talking about Africa in general. Africa has over 1 billion people. So almost 50% of Africans are traditional worshippers, whether we like it or not, because at a point in time, traditional worshiping was actually the oldest form of religion within African societies, until the sub-Saharan trades and everything happened, the missionary journeys and the Sahara fights, the jihads and everything. Uthman Dan Fodio in 1804, and Kanem Borno, all the way to Sokoto, Ginginye. Then the Christian missionaries from both Britain and Ireland and everything, all are meeting up with what is his name again? The great Samuel Ajayi Crowther, Archbishop Samuel Ajayi Crowther, the grandfather of Herbert Macaulay. That was one of the first people who received the Christians and accepted. I think they understood, that translated English into Yoruba or Yoruba, so they communicated. One of the first archbishops in the Methodists back in the days or so. So I want to make my points clear. Before all this invasion and all this newfound religions, traditional worshippers were known for different means of communicating to their God, some of which is blood sacrifices, which involves killing of both animals and humans, which I do not condone. I can't stand it. You can't kill anybody because you want to bury somebody. You are both humans. We're the same thing in the eyes of whatever you believe in that moment. If you believe in 1,000 gods and I believe in just no God, for instance, you wouldn't just slay me because of that purpose. Secondly, we are all very, very much aware with the Mary Celestors stopping of the killings of the twins. That was based on traditional beliefs, for God's sake. That those twins, I think that was in Calabar, Cross River State, that those twins were forbidden. They were abomination. There are people who are out there who have never had children in 10, 15, 20 years. Even some died without having kids and hearing the cry of a child in their house or baby in their house. And yet, a set of twins, gift from God, because of biological some biological factors, made two kids to come into existence, a set of twins, or even multiple birth, let's say, multiple birth, and you kill the children who do not even understand what religion they were born into, who do not even understand what society they found themselves. If they were born then in a Muslim society, let's say in Arab, they wouldn't have been killed because they were twins, because in the Arab religion, they don't have that as a factor. In Christianity, they were born in Rome, they wouldn't have killed those twins because there's no factor affecting them at that point in time that will say, okay, kill twins as Christians or Muslims. But traditional worship then, traditionalists then believed that killing of those twins was for that desecrated the lands, they have done this and they've done that. Another factor under traditional worshippers, in a situation where, for instance, I'm not here to condemn them. I'm only giving factors. I'm enumerating a few features I have seen growing up as a child that it's unacceptable anywhere in the world, especially in the Western world. I'm not here to antagonize anyone and say do not do your traditional worship, but desist from killing human beings or using human beings as sacrifices. Secondly, or rather, thirdly, we had a situation where traditional worshippers, they go into bushes, yeah, all these ritual killings. Are you telling me it's Islamic or Christianity? Kidnapping and ritual that is being carried out, it's not for traditional purposes. You go and meet your deity that you believe in, because there's a deity you believe in that is outside the Christian and Islam religion, right? We want to be rich, you want to be wealthy, you want to be very influential, you want to go into politics, you want to go into this and you want to go into that. Only in Africa that it's okay to go out there, humiliate someone, dismember the person, and use for whatever ritualistic purposes. And that's totally unacceptable, to be honest. You can't do that in the US, you can't do that in Canada, you can't do that in the UK, you can't do that even in Australia, you can't even try it in Germany. Because they have what? A regulated religious belief. You can't just come there and start killing people. I'll go to the Islam now. The Islamic point of religion, we have back in the days when they had the jihadists who were around, those particular set of people who are very, 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 how do you call it? I'm trying to choose the right word. Fanaticism, yeah? I have Muslim friends. In short, my best man on my wedding day was a Muslim. My best man on my wedding was a Muslim. He followed me to the church. For point of it, I was raised in a Muslim society. I was born in a Christian home. I'm talking of core north. That's where I was raised. So I could tell very vividly. My next door neighbor, even visited Riyadh. Very, very, what I mean when I say Islam, she is a very devoted and devout Muslim. But never a time have I seen her in any manner of violence. Even the day she drove over one of our pets in the house, a dog, we call it lion then, a dog. She was weeping because it was an accident. She did, even when the Boko Haram people were when we were in insurgents then, we took covers. People on a very good, they will have thought, okay, since she's Muslim, she's going to expose other Christians. No, she joined us to see that everyone is safe, because when the stray bullets come, it doesn't come as coming for the Christians or coming for the Muslim or coming for the non-believers. No. In Islamic junction, we have people who are fanatics, people who have this mind of violence. They misunderstand their own concept of what they are believing in. We have Muslims who are very, very, very adherent to the teachings of the Quranic recitations and the Quranic order. Nobody can say this without offending anyone. But I'm saying this without offending any Muslim person. The left-hand side and the right-hand side still belongs to one body. So there's a left and there's a right. There are people who are fanatics, and there are people who are strong and sounded believers, who do not believe in violence before they can express their religion, who do not believe in slaughtering, killing, bombing, and shootings before they express themselves. We can go to United Arab Emirates. You don't hear of killings of Muslim brothers and Christian sisters. You do not. You go to Dubai. You go to even Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where it's like the headquarters. You don't see them massacring Christians at a click of it, the way it's happening in Africa. If there's a little misunderstanding in a Western country, we Africans are always ready to carry on ammunitions and start fighting and start killing. My point here is cleared. There are factors, and fanaticism is one of the biggest blows that people do not even see coming for them. There are Muslims who are good. There are traditionalists who are good. Then there are Christians who are still good, and there are ones who are still fanatics. And I'm going to explain this now without mincing words. If you come down to Rome, you don't see Roman Catholics killing Muslims in Rome at this present age now we are, because people have grown out of all that. You go to Italy, you go to England, even here. Let's take UK as a gender, because we have the Church of the Queen, the Church of England, which the Queen is the head over. You do not go about killing people because they are not your own religion. I remember when there was crisis in Ireland between the Protestants and the Catholics that led to the Bloody Sunday on the 19th, I think 30th of January 1972. That was killing even within the Christian sectors. That was killing even within the Christian sectors. I've seen places where even pastors pay people to assassinate fellow members of their churches, or external members of their churches, or anybody of that, not even of their belonging. For what purpose? Because they're trying to hide out the truth, or they're trying to keep the person silent from something from being leaked out. My point is this: there was a killing, and it's not acceptable. If people lose their lives, if people are being murdered on a daily basis, and Christianity, Islam, and traditional together cannot change its way of understanding this God that we all believe in, then there's an error. This is where the Constitution needs to come in. This is where the legal practitioners, this is where the legislature needs to come in. This is where they should sit down and have a roundtable dialogue. Violence has never ever sorted any disputes since the creation of mankind. I learned a few things from the speech the Queen made the other day. A couple of things people were giving out, that's right up, fantastic words to the Queen of England, Her Majesty, the Queen of England, Elizabeth II. Queen Elizabeth II. She has lived 70 years on the throne and 96 years on earth. And she's the head of a Church of England here in the UK and head of Commonwealth. She's been able to join hands with understanding forces, people who understand her point of view, whether you are from whatever religious background or ethnic background. So far you are around this particular vicinity, you have a cover and you must adhere. If Africans begin to understand the mental slavery we have compounded ourselves in, the earlier you would realize that, the better for us. Because look at the massive killings going on in Africa. Let's take Nigeria, for example. It started from the Niger Delta areas, Port Harcourt, Bayelsa, down to Delta State. Yeah. From that one, we have the Boko Haram insurgents in Borno State, Yobe, Bauchi, and Jos. From Boko Haram, we had the headsmen. From headsmen, we had bandits. From bandits, we have the ESM, the unknown gunmen, sorry. From unknown gunmen, we now have people who are now picking up people on the way. And yo, for what purpose? You are one person. You're one human. If you cannot coexist, then what's the purpose of being tagged or called a human being? I know we are not normal, we're not lower animals, we are higher animals. But look at the life of the jungle. Yes, there's a lot going on in the jungle there with the food chain and all the food, whatever, pyramid and the rest. But my point here is clear. If you and I can live together as brothers, then we can identify as brothers. Then what's the purpose for living? Why do I need to be a particular religion or sociocultural personality to get associated with a particular set? The rich people are unharmed. The influential people in the society, when all these crises are going on, watch out very well. The targets are the poor masses. You and I, who can really afford 3 square meals, who can even afford basic life, who can even afford what matters most in our society today. Religion has come in and it must stay, but we need religion to be regulated. We need the government of each and every countries in Africa, ECOWAS, African Union, Commonwealth, United Nations, they need to come together and understand that religion cannot supersede the law and culture of the land. Yes, there's tradition, there's ethics, there's norms, but there's constitution. The constitution needs to be revisited, and they need to amend a lot in regards to religion. You do not need to compel people's mindsets to understand one point from where you are coming from and leading them to another point where you don't have intentions of going. Take, for instance, it all started with bringing in religion into society from the British and Portuguese and all the Caucasians who visited through the Atlantic Oceans down to Lagos colony, brought in religious belief to the Christianities. There was a lot that took place within that period. Later, the true purpose of the so-called religious journey or the missionary journey was finally revealed to the whole world to know. That's where the slavery came into existence. That's where people started buying and selling human beings. That's where fellow people sell human beings, all in the name of making funds. So people now term religion as triple C's. You should capture them. You should Christianize them, and then commercialize them. That's how they termed the missionary journeys back in the days. Or is it from the northern part? Osman Danfodio, that I mentioned earlier, came all the way from Arab Emirates down to from Morocco to Algeria, down North Africa, down to the Sahel, then West Africa, and was conquering and was fighting. There was never a place it was mentioned in any of all these missionary journeys, whether Christianity or Islam, that it was a peaceful visit. Mention one, that it was a peaceful entrance. They came in, they preached to you, they converted you, and they left. No. It's either there's a bloodshed, or you lost something, or there's an exchange. But that was not the basics of man's creation. If religion cannot be placed under check, many of us are going to be scared for even choosing what religion to allow the children to believe in. I'm saying this from experience because growing up in the northern part of Nigeria, I learned and I've seen a lot. I've grown and lived with people who are very peaceful, and I've seen people who are fanatics, both in Christianity, both in Islam. It's only traditional worship that was attacked by two different religions. They should stop. It's idolatry is being termed in the Bible as a way of belief where God, the supreme being, is being equated to a smaller man-made being. For that reason, many people now destroyed traditional means of worship and the idols and the rest. The same thing with Islam. Destroyed all the bokas. Anyone they see that doesn't believe in Islam, that is it. They slay the person. Now, slaying, killing, all manner of evil. Sorry, guys. Let me go back to my background music. That helps me a bit.
This is about you.
This is why I find it very, very difficult to associate myself saying, oh, because I'm a Christian, I can't live with a Muslim, or because I'm a Muslim, I can't live with a Christian. Anyone who says that, completely, you're out of my agenda, because I can't associate with someone who believes that what you believe in is better than what I believe in. I don't even have reasons to start having that conversation with you in the first place. Religion, look at Nigeria. I'll ask a question now for those who are watching. Today in Africa, mention one positive thing that has taken place ever since the emergence of religion, through religion. One basic thing, one sustainable development that we can all hold up to as traditional worshippers, as Islamic worshippers or as Christian worshippers? How have we coexisted as God would have wanted us to coexist? Would God want us to kill ourselves? Would God actually want us to slay each other just to prove our allegiance to him? No. Both in the Islam and Christianity, it talks about loving your neighbors, it talks about living with everyone around you, sharing with your neighbor, caring, being a good Samaritan, being an amazing personality. I was growing up as a child during Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Maulud. I had a friend. We could go to his house. We eat food. We eat rice. We ate a lot of meat. Had so much drinks. Sometimes we don't even come home to eat the food our parents cooked. Our mom cooked rather, because we've been out there celebrating it. At that juncture, the person we went to his house is a Muslim. He will not tell us because we are Christians we can't eat. They shared with love. We all sat together in a mat in the night. Sometimes without even washing our hands, we all ate from the same tray. There was no discrepancy. There was no segregation. There was no sentiments. Talking of way back 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, there was still a bit of love. There's still that connection. Where is it today? One mistake made, you are corrected by death. It's a death penalty. One mistake made is a death penalty. Africa has been built on vast land of natural and human resources. Do you think the Western world do not know that before they brought in all manner of religion into their countries? Do you think the Western world have no idea about what Africa has got without bringing different, I'm talking about both the Arabs and the Christian missionaries. I am not against you worshiping whatever you want to worship. Do whatever you want to do. But the moment lives are involved, peace and security are being tampered with. Minors, children, defenseless people, hopeless people who look up to the government for their safety, for security, for everything are being failed. Who do we run to? Where do you start from? You go to the north, it's Boko Haram. You go to the south, is movement of the emancipation of Niger Delta, or it's kidnappers. You go to east, it's unknown gunmen. You come to the west, it's bandits. So where are you safe? You come to Middle East, it's headsmen, the shepherds and the people who headsmen and shepherds. Where do we even go from here? If the lands our forefathers fought diligently, fought tirelessly, effortlessly, and relentlessly to ensure a sustainable future development, they will be weeping and gnashing their teeth in their graves. See how bloodthirsty everyone has been. Is this how bloody it was centuries ago? Pre-colonial rules, crusaders, whatever. Is this how the society should be? You envy Israel, you envy US, you envy Germany, you envy United Kingdom, forgetting that you have more natural resources you are sitting upon, more natural resources, more human resources. Check out at the helm of affairs of different parastatals in the world. Africans are topping. But because of that resilience, because of that inferiority complex, they come around, they paint the societal values that, okay, let's take for instance, this is not a hate speech, yeah? This is not a hate speech. Ted made the mention, I'm making reference to Ted here. He said, you have Black Fridays, you have White Christmas, you have White Jesus, then the Black Devil, then you have black, anything that is demeaning and dementing, you mourn, you wear black. You celebrate on your wedding day, you wear white. Are you getting how they've pictured everyone's mind? We are all humans. No matter the religious belief you understand today, bro, if I was born in Iran today, let's take for instance, I was born in Iran by two Iranians, I would have been an Iranian, and I would have been a Muslim. If I was born in India, let's take for instance New Delhi, by two Indians, I would have either been a Hindu today or whatever they are practicing. If I was born into a Christian home, let's say in Jerusalem, don't know go Jerusalem, let's say in Italy, I have a Christian family there, I would have been born as a Christian. Then if I was born by two atheists who don't even believe in the existence of a supreme being, I would have probably not understood, because my environment is a physical factor that is able to change, mend, break, reascertain, and reformat your mindset. What people want to see today is how to make money in a fast way, how the society can become billionaires. They don't want to mind whatever it takes. But I put it to you today, my fellow viewers, religion is a tool, and I call it the good slave and a bad master. Religion is meant to be a way of practice to have your relationship with your deity. Religion is meant to be an understanding between you personally and the creator, not some other person telling you how you should relate with God so that you might live internally in whatsoever understanding. For instance, a Christian man believes if he dies as a martyr, he's going to heaven. That means when you see an attack coming to your house and you are preaching the gospel of Christ and you're being bantered, you're being brutalized, you're being shot, you're being blazed, all you need to do is celebrate God, have mercy, and have mercy, and you make heaven. A Muslim believes when he fights the jihad and dies while fighting, he makes al-Jannah and he gets virgins that will grace his bosom in heavenly places, in the hereafter. The traditional man believes when he's dead today, after he has served his deity has placed somewhere for him in the spiritual land. There he has rest. People will now practice different religion to one God. Are you kidding me? The question is, how many gods are there? If you have more than one religion, because even in one religion, you have those who believe in this, who believe in that. This one believes he has a channel to communicate to God. This one believes the traditional man has a schnapp. Like, I will speak from where I come from as an Igbo man. The African traditionalist Igbo man has his kola nut, and the schnapp. He then gargles it in his mouth or pours it on the floor and breaks the kola nut and throws to his chief and tells it what he wants that day. Lo and behold, he's done everything. Probably sometimes they slaughter a chicken. If you do that in the UK, they call it animal cruelty. You get arrested. I was telling you about this guy, the West Ham guy, who is facing charges now because of he kicked a cat. Let alone you slaughter the chicken. You can't try that here. That's why I'm talking about regulating religion. Secondly, the Islamic injunction. Here in the UK, they have a practice. You cannot behead someone because the person does not belong to your society or your religious belief. You can't behead anyone. And their way of practices is they have this ablution they do, and they pray 5 times a day. That is how they relate. On a Friday, they go to the mosque. They call it the Jumat. They go and make prayers, supplications. Some go and make restitution. At that point in time you are praying, nobody thinks of evil that moment. If I'm being honest, the moment the traditionalist is making incantation, he's not thinking of killing someone. He's making prayers for blessings and protection. So is the Muslim man when he goes to pray in the mosque. He doesn't have the mindset of injuring anybody while he's in the prayer session. That moment is attuned to his creator. True or false? So is a Christian man who believes that he comes to church to come and on a Sunday to come and worship. He doesn't have the intention of going to kill someone while he is there. Religion is meant to be based on the foundation of love and coexisting. Coexistence. Without coexistence, my brothers and sisters listening to me, maybe in the next 10 years, you're going to listen to this voice. I will tell you this. Once love is dead, then there is no existence of humans. Nobody can come to my face and tell me now that if I stab you a knife, I will go to heaven. Bro, you won't dare it. You don't have, in the UK, you won't dare it. Only that you make that threat, you'll be handcuffed. If you can quickly get on your phone and ring the police, 999 in the UK or 911 in the US. Emergency. You can't kill me because, okay, let's take for instance, let's digress a little bit. In the US and in the UK, the LGBT, the lesbians, the gays, the transsexual, and bisexual movement, the pride movement, if you try to be homophobic with them, it's a punishable offense, and there's jail time for it. It's termed as hate speech. You speak against my religion or my color or my ethnicity, it's termed as racism or hate speech, and you're being charged for that in the court of law. So I know if I tell you, I use a language, for instance, the N-word on a black man, and I know I'm not black, and there are witnesses to attest to that, bro, you're going behind bars. You're going to be charged. I can't even take out an ammunition to challenge or chase, and you are shouting and you are yelling. There's so much. The police do not take sides. There's nothing like Muslim police or Christian police in the UK. This is where I'm coming from. You have to be objective and you have to be real. You want to make that change, then you have to be unbiased and incorruptible. Even Boris Johnson in the UK has been probed just because he was having a party during lockdown period in Downing Street. They pushed him for impeachment. He's gone and even apologized. Can your president, my president Buhari, come out on a public TV in 7 years to apologize for one person's bloodshed? Take for instance, how many world leaders today do we have that stepped down of office just because of the death of a set of people in their country? That is the president of Ukraine, alongside with when the war started with Russia. They were there together. He was there with his people. He was willing to die. But if it happens in Nigeria, they will take flight, first flight straight. They will enter London or they will enter somewhere, Abu Dhabi. They will find somewhere and go and hide. Our leaders, when there's crisis now, they will cause the problem, and then the next thing is they will take flight out of they will jet out. And you and I are left because we don't have the finances to fund any transportation. You can't fly out. You don't have a visa. You don't even have a passport. Apply for passport today in Nigeria. It will take you almost a year to receive your passport. And you tell me you have a belief? If are the fanatics in UK, are they the ones that are building up the structures? Are the fanatics in Dubai building up the multi-million dollars buildings in Dubai? No, come on, tell me. I want you to drop it in the comment section. Are you telling me by bombing and blowing off churches, mosques, shrines, you are building up where you are destroying? Wisdom is profitable to direct. The moment you fail to realize that destroying what your forefathers and ancestral bodies had fought diligently before your existence, then you come and destroy. There are some buildings that are supposed to be termed as museums for sightseeing, for tourism. And what in Egypt, they get sense past most of us in Africa. That's one of the first most developed society in Africa, and they're still upholding to their mode of religious belief. You don't go about how many fanatics do you see in Egypt now? At Cairo. Yes, we have Muslims, we have Christians, we have Salacias, those who believe in the Jamaican Rastafari movement. Have you seen them kill themselves? Small crisis, small misunderstanding will happen in Turkey. The Muslims in Africa will take it over the Christians. Small crisis will happen in social place. It is becoming unbecoming. We have good Muslims, we have bad Muslims, we have good Christians, we have terrible Christians, we have good traditional worshippers, and we have evil traditional worshippers, the herbalists and the witch doctors. There's herbalists, there's witch doctors who, so do not try to compare, say, what's this guy trying to say? My point here is, if religion cannot change these present circumstances you are going through, then you are in a big mess. Poverty. illiteracy, hunger, insecurity, they have bonds linked to religion. And the moment we begin to expose ourselves to wider reasoning, in the UK here, my kids during Salah, during Salah, Idil Maulud, Idil Fitr, my kids come home with foods they share in the school and some placards, some designs. I even have some of them pasted on my cupboards and the rest. During Christmas, they still come home with things related to Christianity and its religion. Easter, they bring eggs home, Easter eggs, which is also like a traditional belief back in the day. They call it Ashtar, the sun god, the god of the fertility and kiniko. I don't want to go into that now. That's not my point here. My point here is both the Pakistan Muslims and the British Christians, they work together in the same school, they eat together, they celebrate the same. But here in our country, Nigeria, it's now going to be very difficult for a Christian brother to even go and celebrate his own religious belief, or a Muslim brother go to us. Even a Muslim is scared of a fellow Muslim, a Christian is scared of a fellow Christian who will poison me. Go and eat and drink during Christmas period. You hear that people are being poisoned. Are Christmas celebrated by Hindus? Are they celebrated by Jewish? It's not by Christians too. You and I are brothers. We have a drink, we have a food. Let me go and use the toilet and come back. During Christmas period, during the celebration of Easter, you are a brother, you're a Christian. It doesn't matter if you kill by stabbing or by poisoning. Killing is killing. That's my point. If your religion and your understanding does not make you to understand where you are at every point in time. I take a walk to go and have use the toilet, the restroom, and the next thing, a brother is putting something in my drink, and I've come back and the next day I'm sick, and after a couple of days I'm dead. And the person will still go to church, and it's okay for him to go and pray for forgiveness, and God will forgive him. The same thing with the Muslim. If he has issues with your belief and where he stands in, you speak ill against his religious belief or understanding, or he senses that you are antagonistic in his religious belief, the next thing they kill you at that point. The traditionalists, the same thing. They need money and extra powers to renew their evil rituals, to recycle or renew their covenants. They go and look for the heads of virgins and heads of young ladies and boys. Will they use their children? Even if they use their children, they have rights to use their children. The good thing about England is every child under the age of 18 is it belongs to the queen. She supersedes all the children below 18. Is the queen's property as I speak to you. That's why it's easy for the social services to come pick up your child if they find them in harm's way. Be mindful of how you place your understanding in today's. Go and see China. Do they need a religious fanatics to have the? I'm talking about developed countries, first class developed countries. Not we are still in the shackles, yeah, where we are as Africans. My eye open to understand that where we are as Africans is far away from the natural human mindset. We are far. A country that cannot celebrate 1 year of peace, not even one knockout, not even one banger, not even one casualty from religious or societal or ethnical or cultural or whatever. If the Cameroonians are not fighting with those at the border in Bakassi Peninsula, it is the Fulanis fighting the headsmen in Aguta, or the Birom fighting the headsmen in Jos, or the TV and the Domas, or the Shekiris and the Jaws. What are we not saying? Or the Igbos and the outskirts of Akwa Ibom. There's a place in Ikwano that's always at loggerheads with outskirts of Akwa Ibom state. Yeah? Nobody has the right to take each other's life. If you believe in the laws that states everyone has freedom of life, freedom to worship, then why take someone's life in the process? I don't even want to play much of what that man said. Let me say this as my own content here. I don't even want to play what they've said, because at the end of the day, whatever they've said, you've heard it before. This is coming from me now, and I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. Any religion whatsoever that still believes in bloodshed, in the lives of people being desecrated, being humiliated, being annihilated, please have a second thought. Growing up as a child, you need to understand this factor. One, the next man to you, is he a threat? The moment you begin to live with the impression that everyone around you is a threat, which includes your own family members, your friends, your relatives, your neighbors, then that's a red flag as a human being coexisting. You're not supposed to live that way. Go to the wild. Go to the zoo. Just go to where animals dwell. I've been to the barn. I've been to the farm where I've seen cattle. You don't see cattle stampeding themselves, stabbing themselves because this one is a Muslim or a Christian or a Hindu. Or this is a black cow, this is a purple cow. Because I'm black, I should be more supreme than you are. Supremacy, inferiority complex, misunderstanding. There's no context at all that pleases God in everything we call religion. Because even all the religious leaders know this fact as the truth, that there was never a time religion was bent on manslaughter, killings, humiliations, slavery, even to an extent. Okay, let's come down a little bit to where we live in our societies now. People prefer to see their spiritual leaders, their imams, their sheikhs, their pastors, their bishops when they are sick than visiting a physician that's supposed to has been scientifically proven. For instance, I have a malaria which is caused by Anopheles mosquito, which is a causative organism that carries plasmodium. You begin to feel weak, you begin to feel sick, and maybe 2 weeks ago you visited your village. I'm talking to all, whether you are Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, or Kanuri. You visited somewhere a couple of days and come back, and maybe got bitten excessively by mosquitoes, and you start getting poorly. Your mind start playing you. Oh, it could have been that man poisoned me. It could have been that man did this. This is an African. That's an average man's understanding. I'm not talking about everyone. This is an average man's understanding. What happens next? You go straight to go and see your spiritual father, or you had a little migraine headache. Then because of that, it twitched with your dreamland. Because you've got little headache in your head, yeah, you've got a little pain, stress, or you've got so much thoughts in your mind, and then the next thing you're having a dream that is so evil and big because of migraine. So you go and take paracetamol, you can start drinking or start eating or start taking different things that are associated with whatever religion you believe in. So go and see their babalawo, so go and see their ezemo, so go and see their boka, so go and see their pastor, so go and see their imam. So be telling them what to bring, what not to bring. Which simply, if you have malaria, go and take malaria tablets, or go and get diagnosed in the hospital, get treated, and get sorted. People have got liver problems. You see people bloated stomach, they say it's poison, it match poison, and make him belly they swell up. You don't know, maybe it's diabetes, maybe it's liver cirrhosis, maybe it's stone kidney, person is shrinking. Maybe it's even, some people even died of as much as STIs as HIV AIDS. Then they will tell you it's witchcraft. Sickle cell anemia. I remember when people would live up to an age, they call them Ogbanje. You guys are not aware of all this. It's not still religion that's placed us in all this. What we need religion to do now is to uphold its purpose. For instance, here in the UK, everything, both Muslim and Christians, all the monies by rights are going to charity organizations where they help people who've got disabilities, people who've got mental health issues, people who are too old to access the public units, people who are too old to live in places. They build homes, care homes, they build access roads for people with disabilities, people with mental health challenges, families who have people who are unable to fend for themselves. The government use the monies from the charities to sustain a particular problem in their society. Why won't you have the sustainable development if all they do is to resolve, not to destroy? How can you have a complete home when you come today, you throw stone and break the window? Tomorrow you carry stick and break the door. Next week you call people, they pull off the roof. And you're asking, why is our house like this? That is Nigeria and African situation. You use your hands and destroy your country, and you're asking why is your country like that? Even if you had invaders, people who came into the country and did a lot of invasion, what stops us now that is no longer invasion from correcting all? Inferiority complex, power tussle, quest of fame. The ambition is nameless and countless. For how long do you want to live blindly? You want to tell yourself that where you are is where God has plans for you? Are you saying people don't pray in UK? People don't pray in Europe? People don't pray in China? Have you seen what China is doing presently? Oh God. I went to a Chinese restaurant in Manchester. Robots serve food, robots take the plates, I was like, in Tom's buffet. I'm not trying to advertise them, but for purpose of reference, as of 2022 now, you go there, people, you see, they walk hand in hand. You go to Amazon in a place in Leeds, 50 to 80% of their staff have been shifted to a new site to go and start afresh again. Now robots are in these places carrying out all the warehouse package, all the picking and packaging and posting, picking up. They are not those ones. My point is this: people are going jet age, people are going gaga with the technology, while we are here concerned about religions. Who is a better religion than the other? Do you see such crisis going on in the Western world? Have you asked yourself why the Western world can never collapse? Because they have put laws in order to hinder such. The only thing you can hear is blown out war, blown out terrorism or whatever. But when it comes to coexisting, whether you like it or not, it's your choice. That's why you sign before you come into any of their country. You sign, you do BRP, you do your biometrics, everything. So in case you want to carry out any hideous crime, it will be traced back to you. But most of the people in Africa today don't even know their origin. They just believe that they came into existence. If you have any questions, please drop your questions. And if you think you want to come up and say something, kindly indicate so in the comment section so I can add you up. Because this matter is just a part one. I'm just doing an introduction. I'm going to have a couple of weeks discussing about this. Because a lot of people have been calling me and like, bro, why are you only talking about societal values? What about religion? Can you see what's going on in this country? Why does it? I'm not here to tell you what's right and what's wrong. I'm here to tell you objectively, how has this been able to favor me and you? You as a Muslim, you as a Hindu, you as a Sikh, you as a Christian, you as a traditional worshiper. How has a religion favored you? You live in fear. Here in the UK, I do not live in fear. I have no reason to live in fear. I have no reason to. I do not need to, because everything has been put in. And when I say everything, the CCTV network all over the streets in the UK. There's ambulances at standby. There's the police who are willing to come into active action that moment. There's fire service waiting to quench any fire you want to start. There's biometrics. There are cards, there are identities to track anybody. There's very great forensic biologists, forensic crazy ass guys who knows what it takes to come to a crime scene and carry out an investigation clean. So thinking about it, you need to be smart. So if you can't practice that here and you can come home back in Africa and practice, are you trying to tell me when you are in Africa, there's a different God that directs you than there's a God in Nigeria that directs you in a different mannerism? Here, we see in Christianity, we see pastors defile members of churches, persecute them, like a case of in Lagos, one Pastor King in Ajawe Estate that burnt his member alive. Most of you know about it in Lagos, Nigeria. He burnt his member. He's still in the court of law. He's still carrying out this. I think he's been sentenced to death by clinic or either by hanging or by whatever execution, but he's still awaiting his execution. Since how many years? Okay, Mr. GT, do you want to call or do you want to come on the live show? Let me know. Type there. Do you want to call or do you want to come on a live show? It's pathetic, you know. It's pathetic. You see, a pastor will burn his member, and it's very, very okay to do that because he's carnal judgment. That is his own point. Too. Not all Christians do that too. But I've not been in a church where I have to be burnt or poured. No. There are some that are going to flog you. If they flog you, I don't mention names. They flog you. I'm not sure you come to church next week. Okay, you want to call? Call me directly then. Ring me. I guess you have my number from your last call. Okay, call directly then. I'm going to pick. Are you guys getting what I'm saying? Like the case of like the Owo killings. The Owo killings. People in their religious homes. They were at the church in Ondo State. Are you telling me that you can come to Manchester or Sheffield or Liverpool and shoot or blow or do whatever? Something happened on the 22nd of March 2017. Excuse me, guys. All right, we have a caller in the house. Sorry, I missed your call. Hello, Mr. GT. Good evening and welcome to ZUMA-LEMA vlogs tonight. Thank you for joining in.
Good evening, Mr. ZUMA-LEMA. Greetings to all people in the platform.
Yes, we can hear you.
I bring greetings for you from Nigeria here. We are resided. My country is not Niger State precisely.
Okay. Welcome to this amazing platform. So let's hear what you have to say. You have got contributions, or you got questions, or you just want to chip in some one or two things.
Yes, I just want to chip in one or two things,
okay.
And let our people to know one or two things. You know,
okay.
So many people are ignorant of what has been happening in Christendom. Mainly, I am using Africa or Nigeria precisely as a case study.
Okay.
You know, I am maybe someone listening my field. I'm standing might be thinking if I'm running mad or what. When you look at it, if we can tell ourselves the truth, we can testify that God is no longer answering prayers in Nigeria.
I agree with you, sir. On
my side, it might sound so strange to some people, but I'm going to bring out one or two facts, one or two things that will make them to start pondering, for them to brainstorm deeply into this statement. God has stopped answering prayers to Africans and Nigeria as a case study. Why I said so? Because Nigeria or Africa at large, we are not practicing the real Christianity, the real religion, because religion itself, true religion, I know why I said true religion. True religion is love, as you have been saying it, as you have been singing it like a song.
Yes.
True religion, not the religion on itself. I said,
true religion.
True religion.
That's your way of life to your creator. It has to. It has.
Yes.
There's a definition to it. There's a definition to it.
Yes, because God itself is love. We can tell ourselves the truth. Before this Christianity being brought down to Nigeria or down to Africa,
I'm listening.
We know that our forefathers, they were worshiping, let me say, an idol. But to them, that idol stands as a mediator, as a middleman between them and God, because they knew there is a God that supersedes every other God.
Just like the Christians have Jesus as the mediator between men and the God, right?
Good.
Okay, continue, sir.
Yeah. Because back in the day, as they were worshiping that idol traditionally, the level of lies, it was very minimal. The level of lie, because those idols, they don't take nonsense, and because of God himself is a merciful God. God normally takes time before he takes action. Before you see God punishing someone, meaning that God has given that person millions of chances to repent from his or her evil ways.
I agree with you.
Now, in those days, people, if you lie, you dare not lie, they will the chief priest of the community or whosoever that is representing the idol. They will take you to the oracle, to the chief priest.
Thank you, Mr. King. Divine gift.
To the shrine where you take an oath. You have to swear before Amadioha or before whatever name of the god that was in those days, depending the location where you find yourself.
Exactly.
And if peradventure the person fell or the person tried to shy away from saying the truth, there and there, the Amadioha will strike that person without wasting time. Now, because of it, for people to lie, it was very, very rare.
It was difficult.
Everybody was afraid of committing an evil atrocity in the community, in the land. Now, going back to how I started, why I said God is no longer answering prayer in Nigeria. I have not traveled out of Nigeria. That is why I'm using Nigeria as a case study, which we know other evil things are happening in other African countries. Now, when the Europeans, the Portuguese, brought this Christianity to Nigeria, we practice it. The people that embrace our forefathers, that embrace this Christianity, who was fully involved in traditional activities, they have been carried out. You mentioned of some sacrificial activities using humans, using animals, and what have you, in order to use blood. Yes, and in those days, real human, there are some traditions, there are some, when you hear about it, not to talk of experiencing it, your mouth, you begin to shed tears. How your fellow human beings are being slaughtered in the name of appeasing the gods, or in the name of using that person to bury a monarch that must have committed so many things, because they are now using those virgins or twins to appease the gods, so that the spirit of the monarch can rest at peace. If not, it will, because the spirit of the man is full of killings. He has been here. He used to suck in blood when he was alive. So they know how they are going to do it in a traditional way, so that he can rest. He can stop disturbing people or haunting people. Now, when this Christianity came down, those people that embraced the Christianity, they were worshiping, they were following the instruction, the teachings of Christ. At the long run, Africans or Nigeria, we think that we are smart. We now discover, out of bad government, they now discover that they can make money through religion, this Christianity we are talking about. Then the real Christianity was being hijacked. Mark the word, hijacked.
The real Christianity was being hijacked. Thank you very much, sir. That was the language I was finding since when I was talking about the invasion of both the Sahel and the Lagos colony by Muslim and Christian believers or crusaders. Go on, missionary, whatever they call them. Go ahead, I'm with you, sir. Somebody said, Miro Meg, the program is quite interesting. Thank you very much, Mr. Miro. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. If it's a male, it's a female, thank you, ma'am. All right, let's continue, sir. We move.
Yes. So now, the Christianity at the long run, the Christianity was being hijacked.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as it was being hijacked, now they now begin to go outside what the real Christian is teaching us. People now, they now started developing, discover that you can make millions. And of a truth, in Nigeria today, church is a pure business. Church is an oil block.
That's it now. Capture, Christianize, and commercialize.
Yes. That is why you see everybody now. You will see some native doctors wearing suits, covering their charms and whatever, coming to the church, proclaiming, answering jibos, papas, and daddies, and what have you.
Many are hiding under the cloak.
Yes.
of Christianity and now unveiling.
That is why I said God is no longer answering prayer.
Because the people who are actually calling on God as the Jews are now, and the imams and the sheikhs are literally people who don't even understand where they stand any longer.
Now, you can we all can testify. In the last 20 years, we can testify that we have been glamoring, praying, day and night, shouting, praying, disturbing God, making noise
for peace, for provision, for this, for that.
Changing Nigeria. Believe me, since then, for past 20 years, I'm just using 20 years. Let me not just go beyond that.
Yes.
I mean, back 20 years back, we have been praying. For us to know that our prayers or God still answer prayers in Nigeria, meaning that there should be some positive change. But believe me, from these 20 years to now, things are getting worse, and on daily basis. And someone will tell me, come and preach to me that God still answer prayer in Nigeria.
Exactly. The point you need to consider.
Answer a personal prayer by lifting you up, by connecting you to their destiny helper, either by way of taking you out of this country,
yes,
or by way of empowering you individually. But when it comes to collecting as a nation, God is not answering that prayer. A lot of people are crying. A lot of Nigeria is now topping in the number one. No other country that is even suffering what we are suffering today.
On a daily basis, on a daily basis, there's a crime being committed, all in the name of ethnicity and religious belief.
We are in a country where we have thousands of professors, but those that are taking that is handling the affairs or leadership of Nigeria they are illiterate. Put me right. Those that say they are professors, they are sitting down doctors, they have written books and read books with them, I can't even tell. They are there. No one can talk. So people suffering upon suffering on daily basis. And if someone want to tell me or prove to me that God still answer prayers?
I have a question for you, sir.
Okay.
I believe you've lived in Nigeria for more than 20 years now, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Good. So this question I'm going to ask you won't be I'm asking a child. So that means you're an adult for you to have lived over 20 years in Nigeria, to be precise. Yeah. Can you mention a few things that religion, both Islam or Christianity or traditional, has improved the standard of living of mankind in Nigeria or Africa? How has religion, I'm not talking of how it has destroyed, how it has improved the ways and standard of living in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. How has religion done this? Has it promoted or has it invested? How has religion positively changed our country home in Africa?
Well, looking at Africa or Nigeria as a nation, my brother, I have not discovered any positive improve. I have not. Because you can testify. Okay, let me use a.
Hold on, sir.
As an example.
Hold on, sir.
Hello?
Please, if you have an answer to this question, the question is this: can someone list out a couple of positive impacts that religion as a whole, whether it's Islam or Christian or traditional or, has done positively or improved in our standards of living in Africa and Nigeria? That's my question. If you have an answer and you want to call in, please let us know in the comment section, or you ring in on the. I'll tell you the number you ring in on. Thank you very much. Continue, sir.
Okay. Yes. As for me,
yeah,
I said no positive impact. My reason is this: when there is, like now, this thing is like a process. When someone give a birth, we put to bed, the child will be growing. As the child is eating, the child will be growing. That is a sign of development. Now, when we talk about this Christianity or Muslim of 15, what I said is there is no impact, because for the past previous 20 years, a Muslim has been a president of this country. A Christian has been a president of this country. We are still, things are getting worse.
We don't have a traditionalist yet as president. Maybe we should be thinking of voting a traditional worshipper. Just joking. My sarcasm. Go on, I'm listening, sir. Go on.
Yeah. So now, what I say is, you are on the country. You can testify that the year 2021 is not better than 2022.
No, it's not far-fetched now.
Okay.
It's not far-fetched now.
In those Western world,
yes,
they can't pray. The level of prayers we are offering in Africa, they don't even offer it. In Africa, we will spend hours in church. We will spend hours in church, shouting, praying, doing this, speaking all manner of tongues. Things are not still working. But have we ever asked ourselves question in Western world? They can only use 30 minutes at most 45 minutes and communicate to God. And things are moving well on daily basis for that. They are thinking of how to make their masses the citizens to be living good. They keep projecting good things for the masses. And I am not saying they are not corrupt. But their own corruption is that they are corruption.
It's nothing to do with corruption, really, per se. The point here, whether corrupt or no corrupt, there's no society that is not corrupt, which I agree with you. But religion, has it positively? Thank you, Mr. Gift Divine Omeje, for subscribing to our channel. I just got a notification. Thank you very much, sir. You've been amazing. Let me say something before you continue, sir. I can put it to you anywhere and anytime that Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, United Kingdom, Germany, China, they don't do this our kind of religious fanaticism as it is being practiced in Africa. Both Christian, even Jerusalem, gun. No, we just carry gun, go they shoot you because you be Muslim, or you be Christian, or you be Hindu. In China, how many churches are there? How many mosques are there? Can you because say there's no religion there, then there's no God there? Nobody was created to be a God bearer or a custodian of God. No. We have made personalities, we've idolized God into different things. And some of us who think are actually religiously are Christians or Muslims are indirectly idol worshippers, because if your imam comes out and says this, or your pastor comes out and says this, that thing he says stands. You didn't go and do your research. You didn't go and do your findings.
No.
In the UK here, a research cannot just, you can't just come and say because you're a physicist, you want to change the law that so many philosophers, they will question, they'll bring, you know how they accredited people here, even for you to become a support worker, to become a Christian religious personality here. I mean, in the Western world, not our African way of religion they brought over here, which some of Africans are still practicing the same lifestyle here, but with a little bit care and caution. There are testimonies you can't say today in the church in the UK. If you say, they will come for your church. I will say this to I'm sorry, I know we're having on a live show. I will say this for clarity's sake. I had a friend who visited the UK, I think in 2017, yeah, and he was busy, trying to have a conversation with my wife and myself while we entertained him and his guests, yeah, in my place. So he was on about the fact that he's eaten dogs before, and it happened to be, my wife is British, yeah, and he said that they eat dogs. They kill the dogs and they eat the dog. Can I shock you? In Africa, it's permissive to go and hunt. Me and you can go hunting, and we call it poaching here. You go hunting and get bush rat and prepare and make one or two stew and eat for the day. But here, the guy went ahead to say they kill dogs. Dogs are seen as pets. I have never, ever seen an Englishman put away a dog that's killing a dog, except old age, or it has an ailment that they can't bear with anymore. They go and pay the veterinarians, and they have to be done by professionals. That really disgusted her, because their own mindset about the food chain, the coexistence between humans and animals, yeah, is far different from how we understand it. But you coming to say, you see, they understand things differently. We understand things differently. It's okay for me and you to eat dog meat if we do eat dog meat, but an Englishman will never go and kill a dog and eat. It's like killing his friend to animals. Yeah. So I don't know. Continue with what you said. I was trying to make a point, because people might think because you were born in the northern part of Nigeria, you must be a northerner to live in the northern. It's not supposed to be so. Somebody in Scotland can come to Ireland. Somebody in Ireland can come to Wales. Somebody in Wales can come to England. It's still the same United Kingdom. You understand? It's still one country, but you have a divisible system of government, which Nigeria might be the best way of practicing. It's not completely dividing everything. They can say have autonomy of every particular jurisdiction, so that everybody handles their own police officers, their law enforcement agency. Somebody in Borno State cannot determine what's going on in Rivers State. Somebody in Sokoto, in Bayelsa, cannot go and determine what's going on in Sokoto. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
Go on, sir. I know the program is quite interesting. Thank you, Mr. Miromek. Okay. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah.
We must continue.
As I was saying, like when we look at, the truth is that the kind of religion, the tradition, the a Muslim religion or Christian religion,
yes,
believe me, everything was being hijacked in Africa.
Thank you.
Like the kind of Muslims in Western world
is different.
Kind of Muslim we are experiencing.
Yes.
In Nigeria. Now, let me use Dubai as a case study.
Go ahead, sir. The floor is yours.
When Obasanjo was the president of Nigeria, I have forgotten either during his first tenure or his second tenure. It should be first tenure. Dubai, UAE today, they were coming to Nigeria, begging Nigeria, because they knew that our politicians had the money.
Even those Lebanese, all those Lebanese you see on the road in Nigeria then, they don't even know how to speak English. Yeah. Yes.
You can Google it back in the day.
I witnessed it. I didn't even need to Google.
the presence of Nigeria. Dubai was nowhere to be found, but to compare to Nigeria. Now, they were not calling Nigeria to come and invest in their country. They should come and invest in their country. They were begging, I use the word begging, because they knew Nigerians, or many politicians, we are good at,
Please, guys, let's share this program and like. Please, let's like and share this program because it's a very, very important topic to discuss. This is just the part one. We will continue next week. Please like and share the program. Continue, sir.
Yeah. So they were begging Nigerians to come and invest in their country. Now, what they now did to their citizens is that if you are working as a citizen, they will reduce some money from their salary. If they are paying 100 naira, at the end of the month, the government will take 20 naira from you. They were now using it to develop the country until they got what they want. Now, as a citizen, by the time you will retire, they will calculate those more money they are collecting from you without delay. On the day that you will be retiring, they will calculate it. Then with what they will not say, thank you for helping the country to grow.
Continue, sir.
They will pay you that money.
Continue.
Today, where is Dubai? Dubai is the best tourism country where you can go today. Do you know how much they are making daily basis out of tourism? Aside oil. Do you know the number of people that swim in and go out of Dubai on daily basis? Now, when you are telling me this is the kind of country where God is still answering prayer and where religion has impacted them positively, not in a place like Nigeria. So, my brother, people in Africa, we should be praying for God to tamper justice with mercy, not by God. Remove Buhari.
Hello, sir. Oh, the network. Sorry.
For us, bring a new person for we to ask for. Let's go up and tamper and justice.
I don't know why the network is shaking. I can hear you, sir.
Okay, we're not change tamper justice with mercy. Our religious leaders, they are the ones that have damaged or destroyed Africa in total. I was watching one pastor online washing a pant of a woman, and people out of ignorance, they were there shouting, clapping, right on Papa, right on Daddy. Is it what the religion talks about?
No, sir.
There is one in my village. There is one pastor in my village. When I'm giving instances, I am giving you what I saw, what I experienced. He said that God, this young man was an occultist. He was an occultist in school to the 1.1. If we are conversant with these kind of terms, in Nigerian university, because I know over there, you can't hear such things.
No.
It's a 0.1. Meaning capo. Number one grandmaster. Yes. After playing all Magama, and all the shooting role, blah, 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 he came out. He said that God has called him to come out. And he said God instructed him to come to his village and establish a church. Today, in his church, he didn't floor the floor, the ground of the church. He didn't floor it. He left it open. Say, and people don't graduate. I don't know what people were, but people thought that going to university is going to go and know how to read and write the law. Both graduate and what have even PhD holder, they will go to that believing that their help or their deliverance will come from eating the sand. Instructing his churches, you will see them. And when he started that church newly, one of his members, you see everyone, some people will carry Ghana must go, some people will carry sandbag, different bags. As they are going, they will be carrying sand. They used to call it more. That is bullet. More. Bullet. So some people will, they will take it when they will cook it and be drinking the water. Some people will be making the fire like that. Look at what ignorance has dealt with us. And the Bible made us to know, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. When the white people brought Christianity to us, did they thought all that our help will come from fire? It is what one man told his members they will be looking for. Now, when he started that church in Munich, one of his members, he was going. He entered back. He's a woman rather. She entered back, and the Bible was taking her to where she would enter motor or to her house, whatever. And the long run, they had an accident. Immediately, the woman fell down on the ground. She now dragged his own back and opened the front part and found more and started eating it. And said, now your cameraman that wanted to help us said, okay, let that sand take you up here. Remember, continue to jump that sand.
Are you kidding me?
Have done to us.
Ignorance. That's why I said illiteracy and poverty.
Now, there is another person. I just want to round up so that I can give chance for another person to chip in one or two things.
Yeah, if you want to call in after Mr. GT, kindly drop your message. If you want to call in via video or you want to call in via my direct number, let me know through this comment section. Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. GT.
I will call his name. He's a big person. We know him too well, and we know he's everywhere. He's a Pastor Kumi. When he started his own, he instructed his members, oh goodness me, not to watch television. Goodness me. What a country. No wonder, to the blessed memory of a writer, a poet, a novelist, Professor Chino Achebe, one of his title book he wrote, There Was a Country. This one will be a story for another day.
Thank you.
He told his members not to watch television in the sin. Jesus. See, if people can come to the level of knowledge I have gotten.
How can I even start convincing? Just imagine convincing a Western man.
We will stop promoting them by attending their churches, by listening to them. Because we are the ones promoting them. And then when you come to Nigeria, they have clique of pastors. Pastors have become something that you go and do boy, apprentice. At the end of 4 years, they will bless you. They will now say they will settle you. You can start their own. And the same, if you are coming from the line of a so person, you will be doing like him. He said, my master. Anytime you say they are going on mountain, they are going to, they have their secret court meeting where they operate from.
Thank you very much, Mr. GT. I'm getting your point, sir. Go ahead.
After they will go and come back with, they say, so we'll call it covenant blood. Where did you get that blood from? Which blood? Which covenant? They will come and produce one. He said, bangle. He said, this one is a mantle. My brother, we are in total mess. The area, not even the area, and even at the point we start opening our eyes to understand the scripture itself, the better for us.
Yes.
Better for us. So at this juncture, I am going to stop here by telling our people, let us be pleading to tell God to tamper justice with mercy. we have the land is highly polluted. The land of Africa, the land of Nigeria is highly polluted. The men handling the affairs of Nigeria, their conscience is dead.
Exactly.
Politically, religiously, on their mind, their conscience is dead. I am telling you. So, Mr. Zuma, I'm going to stop at this junction.
Thank you
I want
very
to
much.
appreciate you
Thank
for
you
giving me
very
this wonderful opportunity to talk to our friends on the platform. And I believe in every nonsense, like is an update that my late king is a Dr. C.K. Anyamele by name.
Okay.
He used to tell us, he said, in every nonsense, there is sense. He said, in every nonsense, there is sense in it. Why I made this statement is there are people that are listening to this program. It might be to them, now, what I'm saying is nonsense. But there is science in what I'm saying. Yes. Call me anytime, any day. I will prove to you. I'll go further to give you facts, to give you reasons why God stopped answering prayer to Nigeria. As a nation, we keep suffering. Okay, we can look at Tinubu, who is shaking. How dare you? How are you going to tell me someone that cannot stand on his feet? APC is getting tickets. How dare you? The young ones are stepping down for someone that is close to his grave. We are not afraid to speak the truth.
We are not afraid to speak the truth.
Say the truth and the truth. And it's only the truth that can set us free. Look at the way he was. He cannot even, as a flag bearer, he cannot even hold that flag. Oh, may God have mercy on us.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank
GT.
you, and I appreciate you.
Thank you very much for your call, and thank you very much for your time. I appreciate the time you put in. I've been able to pick out a couple of things here, but there will be a part 2, and I will ask you a couple of questions in our next live video. Please, we appreciate you. We are grateful because coming out to be very factual and objective is the point I was concerned. You were not here to antagonize or attack any particular religion. So, speaking as a Christian, and
everything was being hijacked.
Everything, yes.
It was hijacked. Anything that has to do with religion in Africa, Nigeria, it was hijacked. We are not practicing what others are practicing outside. The people that are practicing the true religion, you can see them, they are excelling.
They are excelling. That's why I keep asking, why is it different? Why is it different? Why is it different here?
And the amount of time they invested in prayer is not even 1/4 of what Nigeria is invested.
It's because half of their prayer points have been answered now. What are you saying, Mr. GT? Half of their prayer points here. You pray for accidents, good roads are here. So with most of the problems we have in our African roads, African societies, the accidents going on because of where one tipper is trying to avoid a pothole. They are more concerned about campaigns. They are more concerned about crusades. How many Western worlds you see them doing crusades? They are more about massive crusaders, massive jihad, massive different things that all the religion. You don't see traditional practices being overrated, Islam being overrated, or Christianity being overrated here in the Western world. The moment you try it, there's a law enforcement agent that's out there willing to capture you and bring you to book. If you like, be related to the highest authority anywhere in the world. Once you're within this jurisdiction, you must abide by their laws, terms and conditions, ethics and norms. So Nigeria need to adhere. The point of it there, my bottom line is I need Nigerians to come to an agreement that the religious sector needs to be amended and regulated so that some people can live freely and worship whatever they want to worship. It's like if you catch a gay or a lesbian in Nigeria now, they antagonize, they want to kill, they want to stab, they want to do this, want that. In other societies, they don't kill them. Some gays can become pilots tomorrow. Some gays can actually become aeronautic engineers. Some lesbians have become great lawyers and advocates. We can't kill people because of sexual orientation, their religious belief, and their sociocultural entitlement where they belong to. Nobody belongs to any society that is less. It's like in Igbo land, we have what they call the Osus. Because you're an Osu, you cannot marry from the freeborn. Who are you to make somebody freeborn? Who are you to make somebody non-freeborn? So my point here is not to say it's wrong or it's right. My point here is how has it positively affected us to the glory of the being we all believe in. So thank you very much, Mr. GT. Hope to hear from you next week. Yeah. Thank you very much. That's a fantastic one from Mr. GT. I want to appreciate everyone. It's just a short progress we've made. The last and the bottom line for this conversation is not this night. We have more to this conversation. It's just an introduction I've done here. If you go to Borno, down to Abia State, down to Rivers State, down to Sokoto, down to Benue, to Taraba, to Kogi, there is no place that is peaceful as we speak. None of these areas, Abuja, Lagos, there's one particular hamlet, Kingsman, Kindred, society, areas that are having issues. Either the farmers don't want the herders to go through their grazing path, or the grazers do not want to listen to the farmers, or there's been a blasphemous act on the Muslim guys, and the next thing they're doing is picking up a lady and they're setting her ablaze, or the Christians are not happy with the way the political leaders are taking out this and they are protesting, and there's been an uproar and there's been shooting. The question is, who are the brains behind all this terrorism, pains, anguish that we have been enduring over the years? Who are the people behind all this? They still know about religion. For you to stir up chaos, you must be religious yourself. Because as an atheist, you won't be thinking of God when you don't exist, when the God does not even exist in your head. When God does not exist in your head, it's like trying to tell a Frenchman to speak Swahili or to speak Dutch when he has never heard it before, or tell an Englishman to go ahead and start speaking Kanuri language, Fulani, when he has never been to a Fulani man's land. That's exactly what we're trying to play around here with. The earlier we come up to our stage of life and understand that everyone is entitled to his immediate space and practice, belief, speech, how you communicate, without necessarily infringing on people's privacy or endangering the lives and properties of people, just to prove a point. Like I said, if Chinese people begin to burn down the entire heritage they have just to prove that they need to be a particular religion, or the Dubai guys now begin to burn down that place because they want to believe their religion is this or that, or the whole Roman Empire, the whole Italians begin to burn, or UK now started burning down everywhere because they want to prove they are angry. Do you see Christians in England burning churches and mosques and religious places just to prove they are angry about the killings going on in Nigeria? When something happens abroad, we will be the first people to collect the signal, and we are the first to carry out the evil. That's why it's easier for our leaders to manipulate us with a little amount of money and manipulation. They use that same holy book to manipulate us. The truth is there according to their conviction, but inside that attempt they bend it to a way that you become a fanatic, you become an extremist. When you see people who are extremists, they are ready to die, they're ready to do anything for the cause of what they believe in. It's like what they call the activists. People are ready to go to prison. Like Mandela was a freedom fighter, was indeed. These are the people we need in a society. This one, they are dying for a good cause. If Mandela was a religion, many people would practice him. True or false? If Mandela was a religion, many people would practice Mandela. But today, Most of us fail to understand that there's a purpose. Mandela played his purpose. Martin Luther King. People have suffered for the cause. King Jaja of Bobo, Shaka the Zulu. Some very notable men came out to defend the cause of where they live and dwell in. What's your joy today? Being a Muslim, Christian, or traditionalist, how has that impacted you positively? Mentally, physically, spiritually, psychologically, and financially. There's difference between spiritualism or spirituality and religion. There's difference between a religion and spirituality because they are two different things. But you try to overlap it. Naturally, people can have that mindset to be abstract, to go out of their own mindset without even belonging. We see the Masura, we see the yoga guys, the Chinese, the Thailand, the Asian countries. They go out of their world in their mindset. Do you understand? They go up in their world, in their mindset. Smith, Windy, Cheesy, welcome. Happy I'm here. Welcome to our show. Welcome to ZUMA-LEMA. Thank you for joining. Wow. These are my TikTok followers. Thank you very much. Now, this is how it works. Understanding that religion is a key to success and a key to damnation lies in your own mindset. Understanding that religion is a key. It's focus. Hey, focus, how are you? Thank you for joining. Wow, thank you very much. Sorry, guys. Let's continue. We're almost running off now. The factor that affects most of our societal values today, one, we've mentioned in the past. Today, it's more to do with religion. How is it okay for a free traditionalist to go into the bush and sacrifice a 7-year-old girl to his deity so he can get protection against armed robbers and evil charms? How is that possible? How is that okay? For a Muslim man to burn down a person until today, there's no case. They burn down a full church because I've witnessed this in Maiduguri. They go around, they're burning down churches and slaying people, come on the videos and cut. It's not something that is hidden, it's something in open space. How is it okay for a Christian fellow to tell a woman to leave her husband and come and get married to him? Come and live with them at the expense of his matrimony. How can a Christian pastor, a religious pastor, go as far as burning down the member of his church because they spoke ill? He was angry. So we'll make you disappear. We have many pastors who have licensed and unlicensed ammunitions, guns. What do they need them for? If your belief interprets God is the protector of the universe, the defender of the defenseless, why do you defend yourself? Why do you do all this? Where is there need to have even defense in the first place? If all we do is pray, yet there's no protection, why pray then? Why don't you start seeking for solutions? Like the first caller here said, God does no longer answer prayers in Africa. The way you guys say it happens. If the way we pray is the way UKs and the British and the Canadians and Australians begin to pray, leave their jobs, leave their workplaces and gather in churches every day and keep praying. I'm not saying prayers is not good, but when you prioritize what's important, you gain from it. There's priority to everything. You attach importance to things that are of priority. You have a family, it comes first. Your health, you see a physician. I'm not saying you don't want to see your pastors or your imam. It's up to you. I'm just here to make the point. I wouldn't be running to my pastor or to my native doctor when I know I have a health challenges. It's like when I had COVID. I would start calling my pastor to tell him to give me healings. I could pray in my own silent way and say, Lord, let your will be done. Lord, I make my prayers as a Christian. You as a Muslim, you do your adua. You make your surah. You read the surah, do the needful. As a traditionalist, you go and do your herbs. There are some herbalists who derived medicines, herbal medicines that could cure ailments. I'm not saying you don't need to attend them. In my hometown where I come from, we have people who know how to use herbs. They mix herbs and use it to cure. Some people use it to inflict evil. So every religion has its own uniqueness. But if we can join forces as a formidable force, it's now then we can call it a united nation. You don't come out here and tell me killing people is the best way to show your God you love God. It's not. It's not. Why are the British, why are people in the UK? I keep using here because it's where I live. I've not seen any British man lift up a knife to kill someone because he's from Swahili or he speaks Swahili or he's from Mombasa because he's from... Are you kidding me? People in Gembu, Taraba State will be fighting Fulanis because they crossed their... And that is it. People in Argungu are fighting people in Gada because they inflicted... There's a lot of chaos. The Shikiri man does not believe the Ijaw man is his brother. The Ishan man does not believe the Edo man is his brother. The Kwale man does not believe the Igbo man is his brother. The Fulani man does not believe Hausa man is his brother. The Yoruba man does not believe a thief man is his brother. So where do we stand as Africans? It's Africa unite, Africa unite. We need unity. What unity is more defined than understanding and keeping away all differences. In the UK, they don't give you a job because you're a Muslim or a Christian. They don't give you a job because you're black, white, or purple. They don't give you a job because you're educated or uneducated. They give you a job based on credit, based on merit, based on experience, based on availability. I was growing up as a child. I remember when my mom says, "Never you walk in a brewery or a brothel because you don't sell to people what you don't use." That's our own understanding. Africans pray just for praying's sake because their minds are different from the prayer they're offering at the moment. It's even in the holy books. It's even in the holy books. It's even in the holy books. Both Christian, Muslim, Quran, and the rest of them. From Judaism, for the Jewish people, the Torah. It's there. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Do all the others what you have done to you. Even I think is it the Quran 30 verse 2, 30 and 2 verse 2. He was talking about love. He's talking about love. He's talking about bond, showing love to your fellow brothers. How am I not your brother? Listen, we are from Africa. Let's talk as Africans, for instance. Yeah, I walk up to you and I greet you as an African man. You see my texture. You see my melanin. You see, even if you see nothing, what you should see is the heart that came to you. It's the heart I use in coming to you. Don't see me as a Muslim. Don't ask me, are you a Christian, before I can eat your food. Don't ask me if I'm from outside society before you can. No. We are brothers. The moment we distinguish ourselves as elites amongst our peers, then there's a problem. But if we keep away all the differences, we go to workplaces, we go to religious places, I can walk past a Muslim society without being threatened, walk past through a Christian society without being threatened, walk past through a shrine without being threatened. How many of you can boldly go into the shrines today and go and eat? People normally in the days, they say they go and steal from the shrines and eat, and the next thing they start manifesting. So a hungry man is hungry and he walks up and he sees something to eat and he yes, he stamps stealing, I know. But a good Samaritan will forfeit everything to make sure there's a bit of comfortability with you. Until religion begins to make peace, love, unity, and harmony their priority, then religion is still a whole tool. Like my friend will say, they've been hijacked. You don't come and tell me to believe what you believe in because there's a price at the end of it. Tell me how it's going to favor me while I'm here on earth. As a Christian, I'm supposed to live with my fellow brothers and sisters in my neighborhood, in my hood, in where I worship, as one. But amongst the Christians, you still see who is Presbyterian, you see who is Catholic, somebody who is Pentecostal. Even the Pentecostal, there's a one who believes in the garment Pentecostal and the non-garment Pentecostal. There's one that speaks in tongues and one that don't speak in tongues. You go to Islam, we have the Muhammadiyas, we have the Sunnah, we have so on and so forth. We have the Ustaz, we have the Zalas. Come to traditional worshippers. We have the ones that worship Shango, the ones that worship Amadioha, the ones that worship Ifa, priests, the one that worship Ogun. If your mind is not made up to live in harmony, then don't term yourself as a religious person. You're just a fanatic. And you are a problem to the society. Did they beg people to come to UK? You personally apply. You saw everybody who comes to this country through immigration routes or routes, not those who were born in Britain or US or Canada or Australia. I'm talking about black brothers and African societies, Indians, Asians, Africans. Listen, do you see Americans going to force you people now in this present age, please come to our country and help us and develop? No, we go and apply for visa, which is a serious situation. You must be buoyant. You must be able to sustain yourself. You're not going to come here and be a liability. You must have clean criminal records. All for what? To come to a country to come and get greener pastures. How many people fight that way to come to Nigeria? How many people fight that way to leave Africa? Rather, the people living and exiting from Africa are more than those who are coming inside. It's not as if you are leaving Nigeria as an investor. You are going to look for greener pastures to come back and say you're going to change the lives of people who are there. And yet you see every Sunday, every Friday, people are in the church and the mosque praying, yet no changes is being done in the country. It's time for you to arise and think. Start thinking now. I'm not saying don't go to church or mosque, but while you go to church or mosque, you still use your head to think. There's so much problems going on. A Muslim man cannot allow a Christian man to be a chairman in his company. A Christian man cannot allow a Muslim man because of the fear of supremacy. Tomorrow this will happen, that will happen. But yeah, something, is it Rash Khan or Rush Khan is a mayor. We've had mayors, we have parliament members who are non-British, who are origins of Britain, England. Does that make them worse? They're more than devils, unbelievers. The more we came to split and have geopolitical displacement, I am this tribe, I'm that tribe, I'm this tribe, I'm that tribe, I'm this religion, I'm that this religion. You wait for a particular occasion of the year before you guys can come and harmonize. Maybe during football, during Christmas, caravan, during Salah. That's when you see them, different religions trying to come together, pretend to love each other. Any love that does not come passionately from the heart is pretentious and vile. I am a Nigerian. I was born in Nigeria and I'm based in the UK. And I've seen Nigerian lifestyle and I've seen the UK lifestyle. I weighed the two. Bro, there's no balance of it. No equilibrium. There's no balance at all. We are far behind and we need to rise up now. If we really want this generation to enjoy the peace other countries are enjoying. There's time for war, yes. There's time for this, but if it's since 1960, mention how many years in 1960 to date that we had one full year of tranquility, not even one spark. If it's not power holding companies, it's the networking, it's the infrastructure, it's the amenities, it's the medicals, it's the education. Name them. Politics is just some. I don't even want to talk about politics because at the moment it's just something else. It's like a ship capsizing, and the people are there wailing instead of trying to get it out or trying to save the man. You see a man drowning in the water. Instead of you to try and help him out, they're shouting, God help me, oh, God, God. But in the same Bible, the same Quran, it shows where good Samaritans left their high horses to come down and help someone who was wounded. Where is the love in your religion? Whichever religion you practice, the moment you fail to identify with love, peace, that thing that will make me start running when I see you, then you don't have, your religion is something else. Or you start running away from me when you see me, then I have to check myself. Thank you very much, guys. I'm going to be leaving you guys now. It's a well-spent night. We started on a low tune, and I'm not here to attack the Christians. So people say, be careful how you talk about Muslims or Christians, so you're trying to create chaos. I'm not here to create chaos. My point is this. Regulating religion like Western world have done. Why don't you go and attack the Western world and see what happens to you then? Go to Germany and force them to become whatever you want to force them. Go to China and tell them they must build a church or they must host a crusade and see where you land. but we have welcomed everything. Even the Western people and the Arabians who brought in religion to our countries, they not practice it the way we Africans practice it. So anyone who is offended by this, I'm sorry to say this, there's no apologies about this, because at the end of the day, we are suffering. Our fathers have suffered, they couldn't do much. Great grandfathers are suffering, they couldn't do much. Our children want to suffer in the same. Are you kidding me? The killings are every day because technology is improving. If last time they were using knives to slaughter, now they will use ammunition. Tomorrow they will start using missiles. And you start calling on God. God will not leave anywhere here or wherever God is to come and save you. You are the person to take the first step to seek for counsel and resolution pattern, not violence. Dialogue is the way forward. Africa needs to unite as one formidable force against infiltrators and invaders. A point is supposed to come in a life where if people will pay to visit Africa because they point. Do you know how many heritages, how many things we have? How many things we have in Africa? We have brains, we have neurosurgeons, we have aeronautic engineers, we have pilots, we have we have biologists, we have crazy ass ministers. People who can preach the word both in Islam. We have scholars, we have sheikhs, we have great men who can use the podium to administer peace. You as a religious leader, how have you improved the society with the opportunity you have on the podium, the rostrum, or in the congregation? If you have the power as a spiritualist to make yourself rich, why don't you use that same power to bring peace in our society, tranquility in our society? As a pastor, you can pray for other countries, but you can't pray for your country. Where is your prayer going to? As an imam, you're supposed to call all your almajiris and tell them how to live in harmony. How to live in harmony. How to dwell in one accord. Not to increase and improve violence. For a man to come out on the public TV and say anybody who says this, kill the person. Who says that, kill the person. For how long? Won't you die someday? You that is ordering people to be killed, won't you die someday? Are you immortal? Are you inevitably going to escape death? You're going to die someday. I will die someday. We will die someday. In 100 years to come, everybody walking on this planet now, in 2022, that is 2122 calendar year, everybody working on this calendar, except a child who is born today who will live 100 years, then he will not even be able to lift up even a pen to throw at somebody, let alone to hold an ammunition to shoot. What am I saying? Everybody will die, whether by hanging, whether by sleeping in your dreams, whether accident, whether by natural or artificial cause of death. We all die. What shall you be remembered for? If I talk, they will kill me. If they kill you for talking, saying the truth, you have honorable mindsets. You do not want to. You are not. They are religious people, but I have lived with some people. I wonder if they are really this religion they claim to be. They are so amazing to live with. You see people who do not even carry the religious problem on their head. They are even more amazing to live with. I'm not saying they're not amazing religious people, they are, but you see the ones that didn't carry, like the Western people. You sit with a British man, he won't start discussing about, do you believe in Muhammad or Prophet Muhammad, or do you believe in Jesus Christ? A British man will not sit with you in a garden, a meeting, for you to have an appointment. It's either you're going to go and see a doctor, you're going to go and see a business associate. What you're going to discuss there is going to be official, strictly official. Anything outside that perimeters, it's called casual and unwelcome, that they will not want to. They will not want to get involved in the first place because they're going to be conscious of their words. So if every man begins to get conscious of what he says, does, then it's going to begin to be understanding. People will start understanding the definition of Christianity, the definition of Islam, the definition of traditional worship. I'm talking about Africa now. I should be able to go to Morocco on a Sunday and say I want to go to church and it's peaceful. A Moroccan should be able to go to Ghana on a Sunday and is going to go and worship in church, or Senegal. A traditional worshiper from Nigeria can go to South Africa without a fellow man carrying out xenophobic act on him. It's the same man in Africa that is an African man will be killing an African man. Or you see a police officer killed an African man, they say Black Life Matters. But in your own country, you are killing yourselves. Whose life now matters there? The genocide, the xenophobic acts, there's so much evil going on. Who is coming out to say which life matters now? It's still black. So whose life matters here? It's pretentious. It's so much. It's a catastrophical impediment that hit us like a wind, bees. Nobody can stand it. The mighty have fallen for this. Prayer is good, but God is more interested in our deeds. Life is more of existentialism than fatalism. Thank you very much, Mr. Again. Welcome back to our platform. If you do not understand where you stand, I use that word, it's rhyming, but that's the word. If you don't understand where you stand in your faith, then you are a threat to that particular faith. If you as a Christian, you do not understand the definition of Christianity, then ask yourself which people you are not desecrating. If you are a Muslim and you don't understand the definition of your Islam, there's problem around you. The same thing with traditional worshippers. People come out and tell me, do not speak against men of God, do not speak against. I'm not speaking against men of God or imams. That man of God was bored by a woman. That man of God was bored. That imam was bored by a woman. A woman carried him or her in the womb, just like I was carried. The difference between us is one is self-acclaimed head of a unit, while I have decided to use my mouth to say things that will help and edify the existence of man. I'm not after your religion. I'm after you as a man. How you can change your immediate society. Thank you, Mr. Gain. Our system is too bad that we turn to religion. Our solace is religion. We pray for everything. You pray for everything. You want a contract, you don't work for it, you go and pray. You want a job, you go and pray. You want to go and play football match, instead of to go and train, you go and pray. You have an examination to write, a serious international exam to write, so to go and study to assure yourself approved. You go and start praying. You go and start interceding. People of Africa, God does not work that way. The God we believe in doesn't work that way because he's not biased. Somebody here is in China producing factories, building industries, building jet age, computer age stuffs and making sales, and the economy is booming. You are here taking all your monies and your sweats, carrying all your matches and your weapons to the church and the mosque to go and fight, to go and please a man of God. There are some people who their job every Sundays is to go and see that the man of God is okay with them. There's a Muslim guy out there who believes that the moment you just speak ill about his religion, he will waste you. You think you can't be wasted? You as a Christian, are you thinking that your men of God are not, your men of God and your women of God and your team leaders and whatever they call them are not intercessors to heaven? For those who believe in having, the Muslims who believe in 7 virgins and how many virgins in heaven after they die for the cause of Islam, killing other people. So you're telling me that those virgins are more profitable, are more that's the fact that you're going to get virgins is more essential than the life of people who have dwelled with you as humans, the coexistence. Alas, how the mighty have fallen. Things fall apart and the center cannot hold. Blessed memory of Professor Chinua Achebe said a lot. People like Wole Soyinka, a Nobel laureate award, he said a lot that the biggest tool enemy Africans have today is religious and their foolishness that are attached to it. The religion and its foolishness attached to it. There are people who are religious, yet they walk upright, yet they do what is right. We look at countries of the world that we envy. They don't pray like us. They work to build their system. Exactly. You think you can pray your way to have story building and skyscrapers like Japan, Tokyo, Dubai, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Paris, Turkey, United Kingdom. Have you been to Buckingham Palace? Despite the Queen is a Christian, have you seen anybody there? If that was in Africa, they would have blown that place off a long time ago. Probably, if even the Saudi Arabia made the Nigeria's headquarters for Islam, they would have blown that place up too. Because Africa, we have that freedom of evil perpetuation more than freedom of good. It's easy to see the evil in someone than the good. I'll leave you all in peace tonight. I want everybody to go with these words. For every fresh moment, for every moment there's a new beginning, there's a fresh beginning. For every moment there's a fresh beginning. You have to start now to understand, adhere to the principles of coexistence, love, unity, harmony, and tranquility. Love, unity, harmony, and tranquility helps a long way more than religious fanaticism. Thank you very much for everyone. This is ZUMA-LEMA Vlogs, and I'm signing out. Ensure you join us next week. Subscribe to our YouTube pages and channels, our fan page on Facebook, our fan page on Instagram, Twitter account, even we're on Telegram. And at this moment, we have well over 2,000 followers on TikTok, and we've been doing amazing. A lot of giveaways and giftings going on there. So if you enjoy a couple of hours to come and join us on our TikTok, it's anywhere you go, it's ZUMA-LEMA Vlogs. Every moment is a fresh beginning. Thank you very much.